Lynette if you're new here. I am finally returning after my long break over Christmas and New Year. In the, 9 years or so that I've been doing YouTube, I've given myself a few weeks off here and there at a time, usually over Christmas, but I've never taken like this long of a period off, I think since I started doing it. And so it was much needed. So I am grateful I was able to do that. Happy New Year's, by the way. And if you are new here, I would love if you hit the subscribe button. So I've been decluttering and doing like a big purge. I always do this after Christmas. I know a lot of people do as well. I didn't really film that. It's just too chaotic when I'm doing it. And I kind of been doing it in little spurts here and there, but I'm kind of finishing out the last of it this morning, I think, and I'm going to start taking down my Christmas decor. So I'm gonna take you along for that. If I were still living in Ohio, I would definitely probably leave greens up, like wintry stuff, because that, and even lights and things, because it just, you need cozy in the wintertime. Well, here in Florida, obviously, it's a little harder to feel that. Ohio, I'm always kind of like ready to just take it all down. So I've got some of these bags here that are really nice. They hold so many greens and things. So it's like a wreath bag, but you can literally just put all your garland and everything in there. It's so nice. I plan to do similar content to what I've been doing, but honing in on the homemaking niche, if you will. As a mom of 4, I do live a pretty busy life. We've got 12 and 11-year-old boys, and then almost 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. So we're in a season, a good season, but also there's definitely, you know, learning curves, and there's always things that go along with that. So I try to bring you guys along as much as I can. But I do tend to focus on homemaking a lot, organizing, decorating, and we also own an Airbnb in Ohio. We live in Florida that we opened last year. We furnished it and everything, and that was a big thing for us last summer, and it's been going well. I frequently make trips up there every couple months or so to kind of check on things, and I've enjoyed hosting you all there. And so we just bring you along kind of with whatever we're doing, but it is in that kind of realm, if you will, just sharing motherhood and lifestyle along the way. So I hope you enjoy it. So while I am taking down some of my decor, I thought I would give you a little recap of our Christmas break, the holidays and everything. I did take some clips while, we were doing things, but I didn't do a lot of it. I truly wanted a break. I normally do take like 2 weeks off or so over Christmas. And so this was just a little longer, maybe even longer than a month. And it was so good. Hard things, but also really good things. I was able to just maybe sit more. I was able to go do things. We had a lot of family around over Christmas and just be, I guess. I would definitely encourage anyone to do that if it's possible. But also I feel like I do work better if I have like something to focus on, some goals and things like that. So I'm not one to just sit around for too long. And so having YouTube is a creative outlet, but also it just gives me something to be working towards, and it keeps me going and all of that. And so I'm grateful for this space, and I just think I need to maybe balance it a little bit better. I feel like there's a lot of us probably struggle with that, knowing how to balance everything. And so I don't know, I'm just rambling here, but hopefully this is something that can encourage you. But also I was praying that this break could bring me back feeling, refreshed and rejuvenated and ready for 2026, whatever the year will bring. God has been faithful and he will continue to be faithful. We don't always understand things that are going on. There's seasons in my life that I'm like, what is going on here, Lord? Like, what are you trying to tell me? Why is this happening or that? And I just want this year to be a year of just growing closer to him. Every year I want that, but like every day aspiring towards that. And I feel like I'm not one to have a word of the year necessarily, but peace is something that has been coming back to mind the last couple of weeks as I think about 2026 and the things that I'm working on personally as a Christian and a mom and a wife. I just want my home to emulate peace, and I want to be at peace with whatever we're going through. I want to choose joy. That is another thing. And I tend to maybe be a person who is a bit pessimistic. If you would ask my husband, he would agree with that. He's very optimistic. So, opposites attract. You might not see that on camera necessarily because of, the type of stuff I'm filming, but I do tend to maybe stress out about things. And it's something that I continue to work on and try to improve on myself, and just trusting the Lord and maybe not trying to carry all the stress on my own. So I did like the frame part of it and some of the sides a little bit, and this is what it looks like. I only use hot water, so I don't use any cleaner. Sometimes I'll spray Miss Mouths on the couch itself, but I found that if I just run hot water through it with the Bissell, it does the best job, and that's gross. So we'll let it dry and see how it looks. If we need to touch it up again, then I can run it over again. So recapping Christmas a little bit, we did a lot of fun things. For instance, one night we drove through a couple neighborhoods with Christmas lights, with golf carts. There was probably 7 different golf carts with different families, friends, and it was just a lot of fun. I feel like it's gonna be a new tradition. Christmas lights are a pretty big thing here in Florida because we don't have, the snow and everything. And so it's just, big thing. We also went up to UTC one night as a family, kind of walked around that area, same thing there, Christmas lights, lots of Christmassy things and whatever. We spent time with some friends, went out to eat a couple times. We then had family come around over Christmas, and Christmas Day, actually my aunt and uncle, Mike and Phyllis, were down with their daughters, so my cousins, and we ended up hosting them, and my sister, Kara, and Trent and the boys, and mom and dad. And then my brother and girlfriend showed up right at the tail end of our lunch on Christmas. They had driven through the night from Ohio. So we had lunch here. We went to see the Pinecraft Parade, which was very fun. And then we had our family Christmas.
Here, let's just do.
No,
Yeah, sure.
That's for our house.
Yeah, I saw.
We both agree it's kind of it's a good dad scent.
It does.
Whatever.
And we usually do a name exchange. I did forget to mention, we had our own Christmas Eve, we did stockings with the kids, and then in the morning, before the others came, we did their gifts. We usually give them a little bit of something, and so we did that in the morning, and then we had lunch.
Hi.
You might have to share.
Look how many packs there are. There are 400.
Besides that, went to the beach a couple times. Usually when they're down here touristing, they just want to hang out, be outside as much as possible. And, we hung out a lot in the evenings. The men did a puzzle they were working on, a pretty hard one, but they were working on multiple evenings. That's a little recap of everything. Okay, I'm switching gears and I'm going to make dinner for everyone. I have 2 pork tenderloins here. I've got my pan heating up, and pork tenderloin is one of those things that you can make it pretty quickly. I'm trying one from Pinterest that has like a Dijon sauce on top, maybe some maple added to it. And then I think if I have time, I'm gonna do sweet potatoes. The ones I have are pretty small, so hopefully they won't take as long to bake in the oven. But I need to get those going and sear the pork tenderloin first, and then I'll put it in the oven. So while this is cooking, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about Walnut Creek Foods. They are the sponsor of today's video. They are based in Holmes County. It's where our Airbnb is actually. And I've talked about them many times in the past, and I love working with them. It's something that I grew up with as a little girl. And it is a brand that a lot of you all are familiar with. And if you visit Holmes County, make sure you check out Walnut Creek Cheese. They have 2 locations, one in Walnut Creek and one in Berlin. But essentially, they're a food distribution company that also make a lot of products themselves. They redistribute a lot of products. They specialize in deli meats, cheeses, bulk food items. In their Walnut Creek cheese stores, they've got a regular like grocery store type of thing, but even more. They have like bulk food items. They've got a cannery section, a houseware decor section, things for your kitchen, your house, you name it, decorating items, just a really, really wide variety of things that you can find there. But like I mentioned, they distribute food, so they'll send it out to locations across the United States, often like bulk food, delis, some gas stations, maybe restaurants here and there. But if you do not have access to any of their stores, you can shop online at walnutcreekcheese.com. You can use my discount code Lynette for 10% off of your online order. They do have a wide variety of things there that you can have shipped to you. They do also, if you're local up in Ohio, they have curbside, I think, and also maybe delivery certain days. So check that out. I will leave all their information in the description box below. I love working with them, and I always love talking to you guys about them. I'm so bummed. I cooked my pork way too long. I got sidetracked. You're supposed to pull it at like 145, and it goes so quickly from 100 to that temperature. So it was in the 170s when I checked it again. So I went to Hobby Lobby today. I've been searching for some new art for the house. Hobby Lobby has been stepping up their game even more. It's not as farmhouse anymore. And I went back in there today and they had their spring stuff all on sale, 40% off. This was, yeah, you can't even see me. It was like $89 for this one, and it's huge. It does have like actual texture here, and it's really pretty. Maybe a tad more coastal than what I'm used to, but I feel like it's vintage enough and moody that it might work okay. I'm gonna try it here in the dining room and to see what we think, just to switch it up. I could move this mirror back into my bedroom, which I like better than the one I have in there, so kind of rotate stuff. And so I'm gonna see if we can get this thing hung up. Okay, the moment of truth. Nick is doubting me.
I'm not doubting, it's just not the way I hang pictures. I use tape measures.
Well, I had a tape measure in here. Now, dun da da da. Let's see. Not quite. Let's see if it looks level. No one will ever know.
Yep, nailed it.
What?
Left side is higher. It's all good.
It's not by much. Oh yes, thought I could do it without making a huge mess, but no. Oh, that is not for you to eat. Hey, hey! I reign triumphant. Let's see. So here is where I just play around with stuff. The light, I feel like, should be a little bigger, but I don't know if I quite like the black one. That one was thrifted and the shade's a little wonky. Okay, let me see what I can do here. Okay, so the other artwork I got today was this set of two. I thought it could work well in a gallery wall or even just for styling, like on my shelves and things. And I think they were like $11 or something. Well, no, maybe 13 because they're 40% off. And this is also Hobby Lobby. Really pretty. I might not use it like all right now. And then at Ross the other day, I found this gorgeous beauty for $12.99. And along with that, I found this. And so I had asked my followers on Instagram whether they had opinions because I wasn't sure if I could like use this right now. I felt like it's maybe not the right season. However, multiple people mentioned Valentine's Day, and I don't really decorate for Valentine's Day, but maybe going more with the winter, like moody vibes. And so I may try it in my kitchen just for something different or like other places in the house. This big one is too big to fit like on my shelf. It's not quite the right size. And this one is a little small for the top shelf. And then I saw this one at Hobby Lobby, which would be about the right size, but I don't like the frame. So I think I might try to rub and buff it, which is like, you can just rub it on, it'll turn like gold or whatever color rub and buff you get. I might try that, and you can kind of see a theme with all of this. And then at Hobby Lobby, I also grabbed this little urn I thought would be fun to have for when I want to style flowers. So this is fun. I feel excited again. I with my other stuff, I think it was just I had it so long already that I get bored with it. And me loving to decorate, I just get like nothing inspires me. And so having some fresh stuff to work with, it's so fun. I don't know, I could put these candlesticks up there, but I think that's maybe too much. That might not be kitchen-y enough. Maybe I should put some cookbooks underneath it instead of the tray. Found this really cute measuring pitcher. Like it has ounces and cups on it. And I'm slowly trying to just up my, like things I use on a daily basis, like in the kitchen and things like that. I've had this like gold flatware for a couple years, and I usually just pulled it out at Christmas thinking it's too nice to use for every day. But you know what? It's not too nice to use for every day. It was sitting in my cabinet all year, and I pulled it out once or twice a year. Like, why not use gold flatware every day? It was Amazon. It was not that expensive. And so I'm doing it. You know, it just little things add so much joy into every day. And it can make a difference. I'm not saying you should go out and just buy all new stuff. Of course not. But sometimes you can find things thrifted. This thing was like $7 and it's so pretty. And it's actually something I can use. So I love being able to display things practically and also pretty at the same time. That's always been my mantra. So here again, just elevating the everyday. Do I use them every day? No. But like when I have the chance, it's something that just adds a little bit of interest. And I had picked them up super cheap at probably Home Goods or Ross again. And yet they still look pretty because they've got like fluting around here. Okay. I like it. Okay, I need to clear the clutter away. What you guys can't see behind the camera is like everything that's like sitting behind here. Also, my pantry is next, so just wait on that. But I think I'm gonna pull this, ouch, cutting board out. I really like having a cutting board out that I can use. This one was from Dutch Valley Design. I think it looks better down here maybe. It's lit up. I use these spoons like all the time. I've started collecting wooden spoons when I go places. Some of these are were gifted, but little souvenirs, like just unique little things here and there. I'm collecting something, but I can use it and it's not like another coffee mug or something, you know? But that, I like that. Real or not. What do you guys think? Probably on camera. But real eucalyptus in, but fake hydrangeas. Okay, friends, I am done for the time being. I'm still working on a few things, but it's enough to kind of show you where I'm at the moment. Just brings me a lot of joy. I am not here to tell you to go buy new stuff. By all means, you can thrift, you can use what you have, move things around in your house. There are just so many ways that you can freshen up a space without having to spend a lot of money. If you have the budget and you feel like, you know, this is something you do want to do, I love changing some things out seasonally. Even just little things, throw pillow covers or a plant here and there, or maybe a piece of art. But it's not something I'm constantly doing. Sometimes I'm working on other projects outside the home. And so my house kind of just tends to maybe stay the same for a while. And so I felt like it kind of gave me a little boost of just excitement again. I was feeling kind of bored. So anyway, that's the decorating interior designer type of thing inside of me. And so, yeah, I've had fun. There's some things we'd like to maybe work on this year, but for now, this is where we're at. So. So I'm starting with a fresh slate here. I really, really love it. It's something completely different, and I'm probably still going to tweak some things, but this is kind of what I've come up with for the time being. I found a few things, but also just kind of pulled from different places in my house. Obviously the art is new and all of that, and the tree is not real. It's just one I've had on hand. I found a new table runner, and here's my bouquet of faux and real. I love having fresh flowers when I can. I don't always, and sometimes I'll have some from my own stash, like my garden and stuff. So really enjoying the change. Take a bowl so you don't put everything on the floor. Poe always thinking he needs some food whenever we're eating. And I still have this shelf here. This is how it's styled for now. Some same pieces and then a few things that I pulled from the house. Not really anything new on there, I don't think. And the entrance, I really would like to do a little something here since it is kind of wide and grand. I feel like it would lend itself to something. I'm going to hang up that art yet at some point, but the nails that are there don't quite fit. Here's my shelves with my nod to Valentine's Day. And my eucalyptus. I love it. It's something different. I feel like it goes with the moody kitchen that I have. It is Ripe Olive by Sherwin. The art I had put up there, I ended up using over here. So this is something that I had on hand. It's maybe not 100% how I'd like it, but I do feel like it works well and it looks really pretty. And then I've got my vase of fresh flowers. This is just a dozen roses that I grabbed at Detweiler's and some eucalyptus, and then a new candle. And over here by the coffee station, I've got this little situation. I may simplify it or I might leave it. We'll just have to see. Also hung this mirror here in the hallway until I find something else. My thought had been to put this mirror, I had it in our bedroom, but I actually thought I would put it over here, but it's not big enough. And that picture itself is also not quite big enough, but we're gonna work with it. So this is the new thing, completely different, except for this picture. Had that picture there, but it was a collection of 3 photos instead of this. So let me know what you guys think. I love it. I don't know if it's 100%, you know, the right style with the couch and everything. The couch is getting quite old. And I told Nick the other day, it's starting to sag when you sit on it in the middle, so I'm not sure what'll happen there, but we're gonna go with it. Vintage, mid-century, whatever you want to call it. I love moody stuff, and here are the Valentine's photos that I had found, and then also the 2 teal ones. And swiveling this way, I had those pillows before. I'm having a hard time finding pillows that I like right now. I don't know what it is, but these come from Amazon, the covers. Now, this is I think a Hoya. Picked it up this morning. Just a fresh plant. This coffee table is 8 or 9 years old, I think. My uncle made it for me, and so it's still hanging in there. But yeah, the couch that I cleaned the other day was looking a lot better. Over here, I also picked up this plant at Sam's Club the other day. I'm not sure I'm going to leave it there. The pot is not quite as I'd like it to be, but it's okay for now. Put a plant up here. This one I grabbed at Home Depot the other day. I put it in this gold bowl. And these tend to do pretty well for me. Turning this way. I love it. It's fresh for the new year. Maybe not only spring things, but it still feels more like spring, and this is going to be more like a normal style decor. I also hung this picture of us up here. We took our own pictures this year. I wanted some all of a sudden. I realized we didn't have a lot as a family last year, and so we took some on our friend's land here close by, and so I hung that up there as well. I've got to go because I need to film another video today. I am doing a pantry reorganization, declutter. I've been decluttering through the house anyway, so this is one area that I want to target, and hopefully it'll be something you enjoy. So that will be in the next video, is mostly pantry, kitchen type stuff, and I want to share content that is helpful and that is motivating, and maybe just share a lot on homemaking and things like that as I go. So look forward to that. But in the meantime, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends. I would love it. And I'll see you all in my next one. Bye, friends.